Hello, my dear students. Now you are again joining with Prasanth Wijewardena Economic Zone. Right, okay. So guys, now here we are going to discuss the next part of the population lesson. That is 11.1 is the population lesson part that we are discussing under GCE Advanced Level Examination. And the next part of the lesson is population concepts. Right. So population concepts means basically population related rates. Population concepts. Right. Okay. So in this lesson, we are going to discuss 5 main population related concepts. Okay, so what are the 5 main population related concepts? Number 1, that is we call it as, now we'll align this with the factors that we have learned so far. Now in last video, I told that the population size will vary as a result of 3 main factors. What are the 3 main factors? First one, fertility. Fertility means births, live births. And what is second one? That is mortality. Mortality. That means deaths. And what is the third one? Yes, that is net migrations. That means immigration and migration. The gap in between the immigration and migrations or emigrations is known as the net migrations. So as we learned earlier in the last video, okay, these are the 3 main determinants of the population size. Now, with related to these 3 main factors, we are going to discuss 5 main population related concepts or population related rates. Okay, right. And number 1 is fertility. With related to fertility or live births, we will discuss gross birth rate. Gross birth rate, or we call it as a fertility rate. Fertility rate. Okay. And with related to mortality, that means death cases, we will discuss the second part. What is that? Gross, okay, we call it as death rate. Gross death rate. We also technically mention this as a mortality rate. Mortality rate. Okay, right. So actually, together with these 2 concepts, we will discuss another one. Okay, so this gross birth rate is aligned with the fertility and gross death rate is aligned with the mortality. And then another concept with related to these 2 concepts, fertility rate and mortality rate, is natural growth rate of the population. Natural growth rate of population. We will discuss this part after discussing fertility rate and mortality rate. And then, with regard to net migrations, you know, how did we calculate the net migrations? Difference between immigration and emigrations, right? Okay, so with related to this one, we will discuss net immigration rate. Net immigration rate. Okay. So after discussing the first 4 concepts or first 4 population related ratios, then we will discuss the last concept, that is population growth rate. Population growth rate. Nice, good. Okay, so I think all these 5 concepts are clear for you. This is the lesson map of this video. Right, let's go to the first part. Okay, that is gross birth rate or fertility rate, which is related with fertility or live birth. Right, let's pay attention towards the first one. Gross birth rate. gross birth rate. Okay, fantastic. Gross birth rate. This is the first concept. Okay, right. How we are calculating this one? Yes, this is a rate. Rate means a ratio. So what's the meaning of ratio exactly? That means if we divide something by something, then we call it as a ratio. What is a ratio? If we divide something by something, then answer is known as a ratio. Example, suppose this is a tree and tree divided by flower, then say the answer is seed. Then seed is the ratio between what? Tree and flower. Tree and flower. Okay, so it is very clear that rate or ratio is standing for a ratio between what? Two values. Right. Gross birth rate is also can be calculated by dividing something by something. It is not the tree and flower. It is something like this. Okay. So number of live births divided by number of actually mid-year population. Mid-year population. Now in last video we learned that generally we are not calculating the population at the beginning of the year, population at the end of the year. We are calculating population at the middle of the year, mid-year population, right? So number of live births divided by mid-year population. Okay, so this is what we call as gross birth rate simply. Okay, so suppose we have already divided number of live births by the mid-year population, and what is the meaning of the answer? What is the meaning of the answer that we have taken here? Yes, that is how many live births occurred per person. So if we divide number of live births by the mid-year population, the answer's meaning is how many live births occurred per one person, right? So if we want to calculate how many live births happen per 1,000 persons, okay, then we should multiply this by what? 1,000, okay, right? So if we just divide number of live births by mid-year population, the meaning of the answer is how many live births have happened per one person in the population. But if we multiply this answer by 1,000, now the meaning of the answer is how many live births happen per every 1,000 set of people. Clear? Right. Okay. So now, when we pay attention towards the gross birth rate, it can be calculated by taking this equation, number of live births divided by mid-year population multiplied by 1,000, not 100, it's 1,000. Okay, so when you pay attention towards 2018 statistics of the Sri Lanka, this value, that being gross birth rate was it was around 15.1. 15.1. What is the meaning of this 15.1, my dear? 15.1 means live births, number of live births happen per each 1,000 set of the people is 15.1. ඒ කියන්නේ ලංකාව ඇතුලේ 2018 අවුරුද්දේ හිටපු හැම 1000කටම හැම මිනිස්සු 1000කටම 15.1 දිනක් මේ ලංකාවේ ගත වෙච්ච අවුරුද්දේ නැත්නම් 2018 අවුරුද්දේ ඉපදිලා තියෙනවා. That is the meaning, right? Okay. Now, so this is 15.1 per 1,000 persons. Right. Now, it is very important to pay attention towards what kind of factors affect for gross birth rate. What kind of factors affect for the gross birth rate? Yes, exactly. There are lots of factors which affect for the gross birth rate. Number one, okay, the marriage ages. Nowadays, some of the people are marrying, okay, in early stage of their life. Okay, when we reach to 16, when we reach to 18, some of the people are marrying. So if we marry someone at early period of life, then what will happen? We will able to generate more babies at the beginning of your marriage life. Okay, and that means you are going to generate babies at the very earliest stage. Then it will increase what? Number of live births. If number of live births increases, the gross birth rate will go up. No? Right. The second one, number of marriages. Number of marriages happening in the country. Now, one of the past government tried to legalize homosexuality in Sri Lanka. Now, if something happened like that, if homosexuality is legalized in the country, then what will happen to the marriages between the opposite genders? It will never happen again, right? So the negative effect of that kind of scenario is it will reduce the generation of babies. No, it will reduce the number of live births and reduce the gross birth rate. And the third one, okay, not only that, the female employment, then the other hand, female education. These factors are also affecting for the gross birth rate. Now, for an example, if you pay attention towards the management faculty of University of Sri Javadhan in Sri Lanka, in management faculty, okay, for every three girls, there's one boy. There's one boy. For every 3 girls, there's one boy. That's the ratio in management faculty of University of Sri Javadhan, Sri Lanka. And in the Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences in this university, the ratio between girls and boys is something like that. For every 10 girls, there's one boy. See the ratio? This shows that, okay, in the education sector, the female participation is higher than the male participation. Right? So under this kind of situation, what will happen? Right? What will happen? Definitely, females will tend to involve in job activities, involve in professional activities rather than generating babies. No? So full female education and female employment also affect for the downfall or fall down of the gross birth rate. Not only that, sometimes the fifth one, cultural factors, right? Okay, so religions like Islam motivate people to generate more and more babies. That means cultural factors affect for the increase of the births and affect for the increase of the gross birth rate. Okay, so those are the few factors that affect for growth of the, gross birth rate. Okay. We'll go to the second ratio, that is gross death rate. Yes. Now we'll focus on gross death rate. Okay. So we have focused on the fertility and the concept related to fertility was gross birth rate. Next we'll focus on the mortality. Mortality, it's death cases. Okay, not a thing to be happy. Okay, anyhow, the concept related to this is second one, gross death rate. Okay, how to calculate the gross death rate? Use the same rhythm that you have already followed when building or constructing the equation of the previous one, gross birth rate. Use the same rhythm and apply to here. Right. So what is the equation? Right. There is the line like this, and then the numerator should be number of death cases or number of deaths divided by what? Mid-year population. Right. Now tell me, what is the meaning of this answer? If we divide the cases by media population, what is the meaning of the answer? That means how many death cases happened per each person. But if you want to calculate how many death cases happen per each thousand persons, then what should we do? We should multiply this by 1,000. Then now what is the meaning of the answer right now? Okay, how many death cases happen per each 1,000 persons in the country? Clear? That is what we call as the gross death rate. Okay. Now, my dear student, in Sri Lanka, when you pay attention towards 2018 statistics, our gross death rate was 6.4. Is it a percentage? No. 6.4 per 1,000 persons. එහෙනම් මේ රටේ 2018 අවුරුද්දේ හිටපු මිනිස්සු හැමදාකටම 6.4 දෙනෙක් මැරිලා තියෙනවා. Right? Okay, this is called as the gross death rate. Now, my question. What kind of factors are affecting for gross death rate? Right, my dear students, right? There are several factors which are affecting for gross death rate. One, suicide cases. You know, country Sri Lanka is number 1 in the global ranking of suicide cases. Right? If suicide cases increases, what will happen to the number of death cases in Sri Lanka? Yes, it will increase rapidly. And it will increase gross death cases or death rate. Next one, accidents. If accidents go up, the number of deaths will increase and death rate will go up. And the next one, COVID-19. What is COVID-19? That is epidemic. Do you know the black malaria epidemic disease? I told these things for you guys, okay? As a result of the epidemics like black malaria epidemic, flu influenza epidemic in 1918, not only that, as a result of this COVID-19 also, we lost lots of lives, increased death cases and increased death rate, clearly, right? And the last one, not last, but in here, we can say sometimes poverty and hunger as well. As a reason for increase of the death cases, poverty and hunger, right? Not like Sri Lanka. When you go to Africa, you will see, okay, the poverty rate in Africa exceed 50%. Exceed 50% means more than half of the Africa are suffering with extreme poverty. Okay, because of poverty and hunger, lots of the people lost their life. Okay, right? They don't have food to eat, therefore, one and only option is death, right? So, increase of the death case cause gross death rate. Okay, fine. Okay, so this is the basic introduction about the second one, gross death rate. We have done 2 parts so far. We call gross birth rate and gross death rate. That means fertility rate, and this one is mortality rate. Okay, right. Now we'll move to the last one. Not last, actually the third one. That is the third one. Right? Very interesting part. We call it as natural growth rate of population. Natural growth rate of population. Right. My dear student, how can we calculate this natural growth rate of population? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please keep in mind, natural growth rate of population is equal to difference between the last 2 ratios. That means, okay, gross birth rate minus gross death rate. Gross birth rate minus gross death rate. That means how many people have born last year per every 1,000 that is gross birth rate, minus how many have died in last year or in a particular year per every thousands, that is gross death rate. The difference between these two terms or two ratios is simply defined as a natural growth rate. Am I clear for you? Right. So, as I mentioned, what was the gross birth rate in the year 2018? Right, it was 15.1. It's not a percentage, 15.1 per every 1,000 persons in the country. And gross death rate, what was the gross death rate? Per every 1,000 persons in the country, 6.4 of the persons have died in 2018. So, in 2018 of Sri Lanka, what was the natural growth rate there? 15.1 minus 6.4, that is 8.7. That means for every 1,000 persons in the country, 8.7 growth of the population can be observed naturally. Right, that means 2018 වල හැම මිනිස්සු 1000කටම 15.1 දෙනෙක් ඉපදිලා තියෙනවා. ඒ හැම මිනිස්සු 1000ටම 6.4 දෙනෙක් මැරිලා තියෙනවා. එහෙනම් අලුතින් හැම මිනිස්සු 1000කටම අලුතින් ජෙනරේට් වෙච්ච පොපියුලේෂන් එක අලුතින් ග්‍රෝ වෙච්ච පොපියුලේෂන් එක කොච්චරද? බර්ත් රේට් එකයි ඩෙත් රේට් එක අතර වෙනස 8.7. එහෙනම් හැම මිනිස්සු 1000කටම අලුතින් තව මිනිස්සු 8.7ක් ජෙනරේට් වෙලා තියෙනවා. නම් 1000ක් ගත්තොත් ඒ 1000න් ඉන්න 8.7 දෙනෙක්ම අලුතින් පොපියුලේෂන් එකට එකතු වෙච්ච අය. එහෙනම් මේක naturally සිද්ධ වෙනවා because of birth and death are natural cases. Clear? So this is what we call as the natural growth rate of population, difference between the birth rate and death rate. Clear? Right. Okay, so we have done three main ratios so far, and we go to the fourth one. What is the fourth one? Net immigration rate. Net immigration rate. The fourth one. Net immigration rate. Okay. Now, in last video, we have discussed what is the meaning of net immigration. Exactly what is the meaning of net immigration? That is the difference between immigration and emigration. As we learned in the last video, net immigration is equal to what? Immigration minus emigrations. So as I told earlier in last video, if outsiders come into Sri Lanka, then that is immigration. If Sri Lankans went out from Sri Lanka for permanent residence, then we call it as emigrations. Okay, the difference between number of people who came in and number of people who went out is known as net immigration. Am I clear for you all? Right. Now, what is net immigration rate? This is just a net immigration. No, this is net immigration rate. Yes, how to calculate it? Yes, follow the same rhythm that you used to construct the equation of birth rate and death rate. Yes, here take a line like this. Okay, and the numerator should be net immigrations. Difference between immigration and emigrations. Net immigration divided by mid-year population. Mid-year population. Clear? So if you divide net immigration by mid-year population, what is the answer? What is the meaning of the answer? Okay, how many net immigrations happen per each person in the country? That is the meaning of this. If we multiply this by 1,000, now what is the meaning? How many net immigrations happen per each 1,000 persons in the country? Clear? If we multiply by 1,000. Right, nice. So what about the country's situation? in Sri Lanka, year 2018, net immigration rate was minus 4.6. Minus 4.6 per each thousand persons. Right? එහෙනම් හැම 1000කටම net immigration වෙලා තියෙන්නේ minus 4.6. So this is a negative value. Why is this a negative value? Yes, this is negative value because net immigration is a negative value. Okay, negative immigration should be there, or negative net immigration should be there to take net immigration rate as a minus value. Net immigration will be a negative value if immigration is greater than immigrations. Now suppose, okay, immigration is 1,000. That means number of people who came in is 1,000. And number of people who went out, immigration is 1,200. Then what will be the answer? Net immigration. It is minus 200. That means net immigration will be a minus value only if immigration is greater than immigrations. Am I clear? That means if net immigration is a minus value, if this net immigration is a minus value, definitely net immigration rate also will be a minus value like this. So in 2018, it was a minus value, which means immigrations is greater than immigrations. Okay, number of people who came in is lesser than the number of people who went out. අපේ රටින් ගිය ගාන වැඩි අපේ රටට ආපුවට වඩා. හැබැයි ඔන්න බලන්නකො COVID-19 ඉවරුනාට පස්සේ මේක පොසිටිව් වැලියු එකක් එනවා. ඇයි? පිට රට ගිය හැමෝම COVID-19 එක ආපහු රටට ආවා. එතකොට මේ රටට ආපු ගාන වැඩි වෙනවා ගිය ගානට වඩා. Clear? That will happen in 2020. Right. Okay. That is all about the net immigration rate. Okay. Now we have done 4 ratios so far. Okay, something related to fertility, that is fertility rate. Something related to mortality, that is mortality rate. Something related to immigration and immigration, the third determinant of the population size. Okay, so something related to that net immigration is net immigration rate. Okay, so we have already discussed 4 ratios, including natural growth rate of population as well. Right, now we are going to discuss the last one, population. That is the fifth one, population growth rate. Population growth rate. So what do you mean by population growth rate? Population growth rate is the number or the that means by how much of percentage population of a country is grown with compared to last year. That means by how much of percentage had current year population increase compared to last year. කලින් අවුරුද්දට සාපේක්ෂව මේ අවුරුද්දේ population එක කොච්චර percentage එකකින් increase වුණාද කියන එක. Right, okay, so how can we calculate this? Okay, so the population growth in current year is compared to last year. So what should we do? Yes, take mid-year population. Mid-year population of current year. If our year is 2018, then current year is 2018. Minus mid-year population of what? Last year. If current is 2018, last year should be 2017. Right, divided by mid-year population of last year, right? And multiply this by 100. Okay, multiplying this by 100 means we are taking the answer as a percentage. That means by how much of percentage, okay, does current population increase with compared to last year population? That is the exact meaning of the population growth rate. Right. So apply this equation and take the Sri Lankan 2018 population growth rate. Right. Our population growth rate is 1.1% in 2018. That means 2018 population have grown by 1.1% when compared to 2017. Clear? This is not given per 1,000 persons. This is just a percentage value. Because why? They have multiplied this by 100. Clear? Right. Okay. And this population growth rate can be calculated in another way. You know, population will change as a result of 3 reasons. What are the 3 reasons? As a result of fertility. Okay, that means births. As a result of births, population will grow. And then population will negatively grow. That means population will decline as a result of what? Death cases. We call it as mortality. So population will change as a result of fertility. Population will change as a result of mortality. Net growth of the population or natural growth of the population that happened because of the fertility and mortality was calculated by what ratio? We have calculated. What is that? Natural population growth. Population growth rate. Natural population growth rate. You know, natural population growth rate was calculated by subtracting mortality rate from the fertility rate. In fertility and mortality sa population ka grow vecha net amount ka pennuwe natural population growth rate again. Okay? In addition to fertility and mortality, population growth will happen as a result of the third factor, net immigration. But the net influence of the net immigration on population growth was not included in natural population growth. Okay, this was included in which ratio? Net immigration ratio. Net immigration ratio. So my dear friends, my dear students, natural population growth rate represent the population growth happened because of fertility and mortality. The net immigration ratio represent the growth of the population that happened because of net immigration. So, okay, when we add natural population growth rate with net immigration rate, then your final answer will be population growth rate. Population growth rate. So we can calculate the population growth rate as a percentage in this way. And we can calculate the population growth rate also in this way. What is this way? Natural population growth rate plus net immigration rate. Yes, can you remember what was the last year natural population growth rate that we have calculated earlier? Yes, it was 8.7. Is it a percentage? No, it is 8.7 per every 1,000 persons in the country. And net immigration ratio, okay, this was a minus 4.6. It's minus 4.6. We experienced that value. Right now, at natural population growth rate 8.7 to net immigration ratio minus 4.6. Minus 4.6. So answer is plus 4.1. Is this a percentage? No. My dear friends, my dear students, this 4.1 is per every thousands of the persons or thousands of the population. හැම මිනිස්සු 1000කටම 4.1 දෙනෙක් අලුතින් population එක grow වෙන්න බලපාපු පිරිසක්. ඒක තමයි 4.1 population growth rate කියලා කියන්නේ. So don't mislead these two concepts. This is given in percentage. This is given per 1,000 persons. Per 1,000 persons. Am I clear? Right. But the meaning of population growth rate mentioning here and mentioning here both are same. Only difference is this is given as a percentage compared to last year. This is given per every 1,000 people in the country. Clear? Right. So far, we have done 5 main population concepts: fertility rate, mortality rate, natural growth rate of the population. Then the fourth one is, yes, not 5, actually 4, no? No, native migration rate. And the last one is this one, the population growth rate. Altogether 5 concepts. So we have done with the population part right now, the basic parts of the population. And we have to discuss some other concepts related to population also. We'll discuss that part through next video. So thank you very much. Good luck. Join with next video as well.